this history, which shows the greatness of African people,
Right.
frightens some African people.
Right.
How do you deal with that?
Well,
And why do you think that is?
people who are oppressed, you know, they have something called the Stockholm syndrome that talks about how hostages react after they come out of captivity. That many of the hostages act almost as if they don't want to come out of captivity. And when asked how they were treated as hostages, they start talking about how well they were treated as hostages. In fact, it's called the Stockholm syndrome because one of the Stockholm hostages married one of their captors. You know, so there was that close an identification and intimacy between those who oppressed and those who were oppressed. So that is very typical oppressed behavior, to lose track of one's moorings and to glom on, so to speak.
So that example says what about the African American experience and the relationship?
That many of us may have become too comfortable with a dependency relationship, and that independence is frightening. You know, that taking on the responsibility associated with making your own choice, that you not only make your choice, but you have to live with the choice that you make. It's sometimes much easier to have someone else take care of you. So
what have you found to be the best way of sharing this information with people who are just now coming into this information?
Well, I only know one way to go, and that's straight ahead. And I found that it's straight ahead. It doesn't hurt anyone. You know, I don't mince words. I don't hold anything back. I talk to the children just like I talk to the adults. And I found that people are amazingly strong and able to pick up the conversation if it's presented to them. I don't think you have to sugarcoat it.
But there are preachers, as you know, there are preachers, let's just mention preachers for a second, who know that many Africans believed in the resurrection.
Right.
But at the same time, and they know but many times they don't want to let their members know this.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah. Well, see, you have to ask the question how much they know. See, they may know the conclusion, but they may not feel comfortable with the information that supports the conclusion. So when they start telling this story to the congregation, they get lost, not being able to support the kind of thing. See, I've worked with a lot of preachers who have taken this information and have begun to educate their congregation. I mean, this is one of the most remarkable things that I've seen in the last 10 years, is the openness of both congregations. For example, I was in Florida, and there's one minister there, Reverend Carter, who had sat on the front row himself and had his congregation go through a 2-day workshop on this ancient African history and other things, and told them if they didn't come, they were sinners.
All right. By the way, some of my best friends are ministers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sinners.
No. We got less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
What are some of the things, briefly, that we need to watch out for where the study of Egyptian Kemetic history is concerned?
Well, you
quickly,
know,
right now and in the years ahead.
You know, one of the main things is that as people begin to jump on the bandwagon, so to speak, we need to watch out for those who would use this thrust for their own personal ends rather than as a search for truth. Because you find a lot of people who find they can make money, you know, doing things with respect to Egyptian history. And I don't have any problem with people making money, but if we betray the essence of the thrust by making materialism the reason for doing the study of ancient Kemet, that's the thing probably that worries me more than anything else.